Hello and welcome to Reasons Are Debatable, where we look at one topic from many angles and offer bad advice that you didn't know you needed. My name is Matt.
Is it bad advice? I'm Neil.
I think
it's good advice.
Take it as you will. I think some of it's pretty useful.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to some of that later in the episode. I was going to say before we start, I just wanted to say that I hope all you mothers out there, had a good, lovely Mother's Day, because you deserve it, because kids are fucking assholes.
Happy Mother's Day. And I also want to throw out there, for Mother's Day, it can be brutal and difficult for some people for many different reasons. And if you fall into that category, hope you took some time out to take care of yourself.
Yes, especially in this day and age, you definitely, with a lack of ability to get away from your family, might have been a tougher Mother's Day.
Click that mouse.
There you go.
Click that. Oh, yeah.
There's another t-shirt. Neil, let me ask you this.
Oh, please do, my good friend.
How is the pandemic affecting our sex lives? And when I say hour, I'm using the royal hour.
The royal hour.
So you don't have to fully divulge all the places you're jacking it and how full your cum box is at work or whatever you use. But I was just saying in general, how are we doing?
Oh, when you hour, I thought you meant mine and yours.
Well, that too.
Because it's pretty much the same as it has been for a long time.
You're there,
remote and
toys.
I'm here. Yes. Auto blows.
There you go. Yeah, but I was curious because it's certainly taking a toll on all sorts of our aspects of our life. And this is certainly one of them. It was something we joked about, I think, either on our first episode or maybe when we did when we came back around on social distancing recently, we talked about how it'll be interesting to see how many babies come out of this, how many divorces come out of this, et cetera, just because we're, obviously in tighter quarters. There's a lot of anxiety around that can and despair that can affect our normal preferences and stuff. Well, I was going to say several studies that I'll link a few of these articles, but some are saying that people are experiencing in this lockdown an increase in sexual desire and activity, or as Men's Health calls it, the apocalyptic hornies.
Oh, all right.
But a lot of people, more people than that, going the other way, saying it's negatively impacting their sex life, because I think of all the dread, the things hanging over your head, and all those different things. I mean, there's other reasons too, but I think that's one of the biggest ones, is just that there's this state of, of not knowing what's going to happen next, and that making it hard to get all excited to go jump in the sack.
That would make sense. I would think many people, especially people that are out of a job or drastically limited income, fear of what's next, probably not in the mood to get the mouse out of the house.
Right.
On top of people that are now dealing with their kids many more hours out of the day than they're used to, probably exhausted and stressed about that. And where are you going to do it from? You've got probably 16,000 rolls of toilet paper taking up your bedroom, so there's no place to actually do it.
I was going to say, the kids make it tough because they're always around. Mm-hmm. So like lady friend and I, we just go get in the car in the garage and bang there.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you not with the kids though? You mean?
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
And then
make sure.
Accidentally hit the horn, and then one of the
Beep,
kids comes out,
beep.
and you're like, "Does anybody knock around here, Dad? It's the garage." Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, what is there not a door coming out to the garage?
Yeah, there's still a door.
Yeah.
I couldn't lock it from the outside, jerk.
It's interesting. I mean, mine and Annalise's situation didn't change a ton because we don't have kids and I'm still out of the house all day as normal. So
thank God for her.
I know. So it's not for us. We don't have to deal with all of those stresses that a lot of people are going through right now, especially with kids.
I'm not stressed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but it is funny to think. It's not funny at all, actually. It's painful to think about just people can't even enjoy that physical intimacy and contact while they're locked in their homes, when they have all that's, people say all the time, oh, if we just had more time, if we were just home more, and then they're home more and they're like, this is not what I meant.
Yeah, because there's no other option. There's no,
right.
You're forced into that captivity versus just having that extra time. I mean, there's so many factors there. One of them, of course, being just the fear of this virus and the situation, the fact that you're so cooped up. Then there's the economic impact. Because history has shown when the economy's good, we're fucking banging and clanging, but when it's down, there's a dip in sexual activity.
Yeah,
it just affects everybody's moods and desires and all that kind of stuff. I think there's also, one of the aspects that I was reading about in some of these articles too is basically the not trying aspect, like the fact that everybody's people aren't taking showers, they're not dressing up, they're not feeling sexy or whatever because they're not doing those things. And so does that contribute to the fact that people aren't getting it on because they feel like they're just in this like this cocoon mode where they're not really in the mode of going out there and having sex?
Well, apparently everybody's baking bread, so
a lot
everyone's
of bread.
carb loading, so they're probably exhausted
So just
from.
move that fucking analogy over to wait. You don't want to make kids though.
No, and
Don't
and
not now.
also you think not only that they're all stinky butts and everything, but they've been yelling at their kids to try and get them to frickin' focus on this online disaster that they're calling schoolwork
True.
right now.
That's very true.
And just frustrated out of their mind. They haven't had their hair touched up with color. They haven't had haircuts. If some men or women like go to a professional waxer to take care of their bits, that's not happening. They may not have the grooming tools at home. And they're like, what is going on? They're like, let's get sexy. And they got stinky butt and big bush freaking coming together like when the two worlds collide. And the kids are
that
yelling.
Sounds raw. I'm excited.
Stinky butt and big bush. And you can decide who's who,
Those are our pet nicknames for each other.
Stinky butt and big bush.
Yeah, well, I was going to tell you, just as a total side note, I cut my hair.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm not going to show you now. I got my hat on.
Okay.
It looks fine. I cut
Sure.
I cut my two boys' hair as well.
Nice.
So,
how'd that go?
Fine.
Clippers
I
or
wanted
scissors?
to cut more. I was using scissors in the top and then clippers around the sides and the back.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for myself as well, which trying to cut your own hair is pretty funny because my lady friend's like, do you want help with that? I'm like, no. This is a solo project. I want to be in that bathroom by myself. I'll jerk it, feel a little bit better.
That's what I was
then
gonna
I'll get
say.
started with the haircut. But the way they tell you to do it's like you're using a certain number up to a certain point and make sure you're coming out like that, and people can't see what I'm doing. And then you slowly kind of try to taper it down a little bit. Not that I'm trying to make a full on fade, but just that it's a little bit tapered.
Right.
But when you go to cut the hair on top, it feels like it's almost impossible because it just feels like you're in a panic mode. Like you're like, just cut it all. Like, that's what it feels like when you look at yourself.
And you don't want to cut your fingers off too.
That too, yeah. So it makes it kind of difficult. And then you get done, you're like, well, shit, it looks all right. So
Not too
it
bad.
turned
But you
out.
can't see the back.
I could because I have the mirror.
Oh, you went mirror on mirror?
I have the mirror in the back, so I could see both. So I could cut all that.
Nice.
And yeah, I think it went okay. So
Good.
you can take care of yourself at home, folks.
So
what
you're telling me is we're talking about sex, and you decided to spend the bulk of your time so far talking about your hair. Maybe this is why people aren't having sex.
I'm trying to look presentable since I've got massive bush and a stinky ass. So I'm trying to look at least nice up top.
Big bush and stinky butt?
I'm working out, so I'm trying to look better there. But
Wow.
there's the kind of the balance.
Yeah.
But my point
So
being,
so is your point that you two are getting after it?
no, my point is, well, I'm not going to say no.
You just did. That was your initial
You
response.
said is
No.
your point. That's not my point. I'm answering no to that's not my point, sir.
That's not how it's going to sound.
Well, then I'm going to have to edit it together. It's going to go like this. So is your point? And it's just going to be like a low tone. Yeah. So if you just heard that wasn't edited at all. That was natural. No. But my point was just to say, don't feel like you can't cut your own fucking hair. Get a little hair dye.
The bad advice starts early.
It's all going to grow back. You're not going anywhere. It's fine. It's going to make you feel better.
I've got a bunch of texts from friends who need to touch their hair up or color their hair. And they're like, hey, what about the stuff at the grocery store? What about this? What about that? And I'm like,
no,
don't
do it.
Don't do it.
But can't you? I guess a lot of the supplies ran out though, right? Because people started to figure out that they weren't going to have their stylists. So they started ordering hair color products and shit like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I know some stylists, and for certain friends, I would do this, is get the professional color and tell them how to do it.
Yeah.
If it's not lightening hair, I wouldn't ever let somebody do that on their own. But
lightning?
Yeah. Like bleaching.
No, I thought you meant putting lightning bolts in there.
There you go.
Because I was going to ask you about that after the call.
I can hook you up. But it is kind of funny. Like, hey, how bad is this stuff for your hair? And I'm like, well, if you need a license to normally do it and they're selling stuff you don't need any training on whatsoever, it'd be kind of like a home surgery kit.
Right. It's not like you're just building a volcano for your kid's school project here.
Right. Mm-hmm. This is going to get legit. And you're not getting laid anyway, so don't make it worse by
But you
coloring your
can.
hair.
And that's the point. People
Yeah.
need to be fucking. So another thing that came up that I saw in this article too is it's kind of throughout the prospect of is too much closeness or proximity harming the intimacy.
That's so lame.
I'm so tired of seeing your fucking face.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
That I'm not
means
gonna
we
sit on it.
we lost the ability to be with our partners somewhere along the way.
That could be.
Like
so it
we're
could just
not
be
with them because we
exposing.
like them. We're with them because it's now convenient.
Oh,
Because
is
we
that
don't
what-
want to spend any more time with them than we absolutely have to. Because think about how little two people that work away from the house, especially with kids, actually spend together. Because a lot of times they both don't go to soccer games or the kids' gymnastics. They kind of split it up, which makes sense because there's other responsibilities that parents have around the house. So if you're at an 8 hour a day job, and let's throw in an hour commute, not a half hour each way.
Okay. Not your commute.
No. Plus some after school activities, maybe one of the two, if not both couples, hit the gym every now and then.
Fucking every day, dude.
Yeah, freaking getting yoked. Other commitments, maybe work or maybe friends, or maybe they have a podcast with somebody else, so they do
Oh,
that.
boy.
So you're talking about very little time you actually spend with your partner or your spouse. And now all of a sudden people are spending time together and hating each other's guts. It's not good.
It's not good, Matt.
It's not good, Matt.
I understand what you're saying. So in a sense, it is exposing perhaps a flawed relationship in general.
Or people's inability to make good decisions in the first place because they
That
married
could
the
be
wrong
it.
person.
That could be it. Or, but the other, the flip side of that coin,
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. No.
The flip
I've
side.
seen you posting stuff on Facebook about Animal Crossing. How old are you, 12?
It was live. It was also live.
Oh, God. Anyway,
Yeah.
is that,
Anyways,
alls I know is that,
alls I know.
yeah, no, I said it on purpose, dumbass.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Come on, man.
So in certain relationships, sometimes it's, people want to have that ability to go out and like do something outside the family as far as, I want to go on a
Sex.
guy's trip. I want to go on a girl's
Right.
trip. I want to do this, and the other. And so it gives you these opportunities to do stuff away from the family, making the family time even more meaningful and important. So in that sense, I can understand, not that you would get so fed up, like, oh God, you're here again, but more like you're not having those other opportunities to go out and see other people and do other things. And so it can affect how you feel in general about everything, not just like, oh my God, it's your stupid face again. It's not that necessarily. I think it is for some, yes. But
Right.
for other people, I think it's just, I'm going fucking stir crazy here. And you and I are having the same conversation several times a day because we got nothing going on. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff can happen.
Yes. No, that makes sense. And I do believe that there is quite a bit of that. There isn't the separation. But unfortunately, I think there's way more of people realizing they just can't really stand the other person. It's also
Well, I think it's
difficult.
calling out those bad relationships for sure. Like everybody's realizing, oh shit, I can't do this.
It's also difficult. I know somebody who works for, this is not you. So I just,
I realized I just said everybody. I meant
Everybody.
some people. I'm very happy,
Everybody.
by the way. I just want to point
Everybody.
that out for the record. I'm very happy.
I'm doing all right. Things are okay. She's at her mom's right now, but it'll be fine.
I keep looking off screen. No,
yeah.
I'm real happy.
But I have a friend who works from home and has been having a hard time adapting
Again.
having everybody in the house.
Sounds like me again.
Yeah, it's just like, and
That is a real thing. So people
Yeah.
have asked me that a lot with people I get on calls with and stuff at work, like, oh, how's it going? Work from home. Like, I work from home all the time. That's my normal setup. I said the difference is that everybody else is there. So it's just there's so many distractions. So
they say how's working from home? It's fucked.
fucking sucks. No, it's really cool in some ways, but in other ways it's like, oh man, I just would love to have just some quiet. And then of course that leads to stupid shit like, my lady friend and I will be up till some stupid hour, each of us working separately because trying to get shit done we couldn't get done during the day because the kids need stuff and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
it
because we're
sounds
banging and clanging all day in the garage in that
just
car.
got to freaking charge the car battery because the horn's been going off all day. Now let me ask you this, Matt.
Yes.
So you're in not
Okay.
I'm not saying you.
You keep setting me up here.
A person is in
Very happy.
an
very
unhappy
happy.
relationship.
I'm very happy with my relationship.
Yes, in an unhappy relationship, and one of the people in the relationship is having a hot and heavy affair with somebody else. who is
How?
also in an no, this is prior to C19.
I was gonna say, wow, impressive.
Wow. You got way too excited. You wanted the inside baseball scoop on that way too fast. You're like, how? Let me know. How did this work?
Yeah.
And so with somebody else who was also in an unhappy relationship, but they were like banging and clanging, as you like to say. Well, when I hear that, all I think of is The Rock.
All right. I don't think it's meant as sexual, but that's okay.
Yeah. It sounds painful, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So, and so now the person, the two people that were cheating on their spouses are now back with their spouses, locked up, and can't get out their sexual energy with each other. This must be wreaking havoc on cheaters.
See, I think maybe if they were smart, though, they would take lemons and make lemonade and say, now I'm cheating on my mistress with my wife. See, there you go. It could all work.
Yeah. These are the unknown victims of the novel coronavirus.
They are the victims. Yes.
Yeah.
They are the victims. Well, and I was going to say there's a few other things that I think are in play here. One, we're drinking more. That's just a fact. The alcohol sales are through the roof.
Well, I was drinking like a fish before, so I kind of feel like I'm keeping it.
Nothing
legit.
changed with you. You're
No.
still the same old guy. Still going to work, punching that clock,
That's it.
jerking off in a box, coming home.
That's it.
But a lot of people are drinking more than normal. And hey, what does drinking lead to? Fucking sex. Let's go.
Oh, I was going to say bad tattoos, but yeah,
Well, that's
sex.
you can't get tattoos. See, all the bad decisions are blocked out because it's illegal to do anything. Because of course, everybody follows the law.
Well, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Apparently not speeding.
Not speeding.
Not speeding. People are doing that like that's
are
going
they?
out of style. Yeah.
Well, you should too. Oh, you drive like a grandmother. I forgot.
I think something crazy like CHP this weekend wrote 142 speeding tickets in like 6 hours.
Jesus.
In the one stretch of whatever
That's
highway
a lot
road.
That's a lot of work for.
It's a lot of money.
Ponch and John working overtime.
Yeah.
There was another bit that I saw. It's funny. It says, for those struggling to kind of get it going, here's the quote. Start with skin-on-skin contact and holding each other so you can melt into being sexual versus a cold start.
Cold start.
It just sounds like there's a blizzard outside. I got my fucking remote start my car. There should be a remote start. Ooh, there you go. Like a fucking vibrator that you can just get ready.
We've talked about them for years.
We have.
They've got them.
I know. This is another thing. Toys can come into play here. And I was going to talk about that a little bit more as we get into the people who are not living with somebody, that are dating and living separately. Because that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole...
Because you have people like my brother. I'm just going to call him out. He is dating a gal, but they don't live together. And so I told him, when you get together, get the glory hole out and go to town. He didn't seem to like that idea. Is that a bad idea?
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I just put up a wall.
Yeah.
Build that wall.
Build the wall.
Cut a hole in it.
And frickin' stick it in there. Jam it in there.
I'm just spitballing here. There's no bad ideas.
Speaking of.
There you go.
But, well, can't they like do some Skype mutual masturbation? Kind of like we do?
Yeah, I think they could. This is where
let's get them up on the line. Let's see.
Let's add them to the call.
Yeah.
I saw this link that had a bunch of app controlled toys.
Yeah.
Some it's like you got to be within 30 feet of each other, but others are just
that's
the fucking internet.
Well, there you go. But 30 feet is allowed.
Right, you can be within 30 feet. You just stare at each other, stare into each other's eyes, and bzz, bzz, bzz,
try not to make stupid faces while you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Start to push the button. I'm not going to push the button. Do you want me to drop the bass? I'm not going to drop the bass. You want me to drop the bass? Another thing I saw that said, it was a suggestion that it said, for staying safe, a couple of things they said, of course, you have to avoid when it comes to sexual contact, is they really discourage kissing and also butt play.
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
Why no butt play?
Because it can pass through fecal matter.
Well, you don't have to slam butts against each other. I don't know what these people think butt play
You're not
is.
slamming butts against each other.
I mean, frickin' dirty butt and big bush. Got a problem.
A lot of shit gets caught. It's like chicken in a beard. Ooh, gross.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Oh, that was too far.
Yeah, well, okay. Whatever.
Okay, whatever. Or they also said, but then they do say it. They encourage, positions where you're facing away from each other. So, like reverse cowgirl.
All right.
or the wheelbarrow, or
Yeah.
or
This is, see, so people, maybe this is why they're not having sex. It's they're being told how to have sex. Maybe people just want more kissing and more butt stuff, and they're like, fuck it.
if I can't get the kissing and butt stuff,
I'm out.
all I want to do is make out and do butt stuff. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else.
I want to make out while we're doing butt stuff. So we need some extensions or something. I don't know how this will work.
We got to figure this out. There was a stat that said 32% of men and 18% of women indicated in the study that they were inclined to increase the number of sexual partners or risky sexual behaviors once the epidemic ended. Yeah.
A lot of those married people are like, you know what? Life is too short.
They're ready to
I gotta
break
go
the
get me
rules.
some.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I gotta go get me some.
I don't care where I meet this person. This shit is on.
It would be interesting to find out if like sex toys sales are on the rise.
I think they are. Certainly Pornhub and sites like that are on the rise, which is going to get to in a minute. But I believe that toys, I think I saw something about them being sales going up on those as well. So some people are using them. Some people are trying to find ways.
Sure.
But I think you just have a lot of people who are so fucking miserable and depressed and unhappy with the situation that they just can't bring themselves to get it done, which to me, I'm like, hey, orgasms cure all ills.
It's true.
You always feel better after one.
Well, and they say that is probably going to be the vaccine for the virus. Is everyone's just, it's a giant group jack.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
You've got to put the whole world in your hands.
Well, would you rather spray disinfectant under your skin or eat Clorox tablets, or would you rather just blow?
Blow.
Yeah, of course.
What if the vaccine is you have to eat your own blow?
Oof.
Or a Clorox tablet?
Wow. Well, I'm definitely not going to eat the Clorox tablet.
Well,
That's
there's
dangerous.
the answer.
You eat your own blow. I guess it's more of a drink at that point. Unless it's like a soggy seiyao situation. I don't know if you know that.
You can put it, I guess you could put it like on a cupcake.
You could. You're
or
icing,
tuna,
literally icing the cupcake.
Tuna sandwich. You could be the mayo.
That's true. You could put it in tuna fish salad, or tuna salad, excuse
Yeah.
me, tuna fish salad. And then you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, you could find something, I guess, that has such a strong taste anyway, you wouldn't know.
It's an
what it
edible
was.
at that point.
Yeah. Like
See?
a custard-filled donut.
Right. That's a
You wouldn't
little
know.
too on the nose, though.
What's a little more juice in your caboose?
Taking a bite out of that and knowing that that's half you? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea.
No better
I'd
than
rather
it being half somebody else. Oh. No, that's what you can't, your own. It has to be someone else's.
Oh, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
pretty
going to,
brutal.
you know what? I am going to write the president and say, I think I've got the answer.
I've got the answer.
Non-familial jizz.
There's a 1 in 10 chance he fucking says it in a press conference.
Bro, that would be so good.
No, he's like looking at Burks. Now, is it true that if you were to ingest someone else's jizz, that would eventually kill the virus in like less than a minute? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, sure. At some point, don't you think she's just going to be like, yep.
Yep. You
Sure.
Totally.
Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm fucking checked out.
this fucking guy. Hey, best words guy. Yeah, you got it.
He's got all the best words. So let's talk about masturbation for a second. Because if you're not getting it on with your partner, you gotta be doing something.
Well, I get it on with my partner, and I jack it like a banshee.
Right. So some people do both. Some people, they need one or the other. Some people don't do any of it, which is really fucking sad.
Right.
If you got a partner in the house and you're not giving them anything and you're not doing anything for yourself, that's just a double whammy. And
that's just a depressing life.
It is. And so we talked about, Pornhub numbers.
Those people should get the virus.
They should. They should get the virus. If you're not jacking it or making your partner happy, then you should probably get the virus.
Then you don't deserve to be a human.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So I assume that with the Pornhub numbers rising, that the JO numbers are also rising because people are using that as a stimulus to get after it with themselves.
Or maybe they're just using it for the background on their Zoom calls.
They could. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. You know how many times I've seen Wood pop up? Remember Wood?
Just the giant
the guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
He pops up so many times on things. Still. He is still haunting me, that guy.
Just a schlonger.
The big schlong. But there was a study, which you will find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it said men who distrust science and hold more conservative political views are more likely to seek to abstain from masturbation.
Oh, then I'm definitely
on the other side of that coin.
I would then say I'm the I'm the Albert Einstein / RuPaul of
What is the exact opposite of that?
yeah.
That is what I am. Stronger beliefs regarding the social consequences of masturbation.
Jill Stein.
There you go. Now, what does that mean? Stronger beliefs regarding the social consequences of masturbation. What are the social consequences?
What are like if you get it on somebody by accident?
Or
Like if I spilled some on the bathroom floor and Annalise slipped?
that could be it, because you didn't put down a piso mojado sign.
I put those what is it like when they have a shooting and you put the letters everywhere?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the crime scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or is it just that you feel socially awkward about the fact that you've done it? Are you telling people that you did it, and now that you feel like they're judging you? Like, how are there social consequences for masturbation? I don't get that.
I don't know. I don't. Well, I guess in your own little world, if someone found out you were doing it, maybe you'd be
Embarrassed, shamed,
expelled from your religion.
Yeah,
because you. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Do religions tell you not to jerk it? I can't remember that.
No, it's not written. Well, I think in the Bible,
thou shalt not covet thy own.
Did it
penis.
say something about spilling your own seid or something like
Was
that?
that the 11th Amendment? Or 11th Amendment?
Amendments, yes.
11th. Oh my God, what are they called? Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Was you should not covet your own penis or your own vagina.
Yeah.
So, stronger beliefs regarding the social consequences of masturbation, lower trust in science, more conservative attitudes, stronger religiosity, that's a fun term,
Mm-hmm.
and perceiving masturbation as unhealthy were all associated with greater motivation to abstain.
How is it unhealthy?
I don't know how it's unhealthy, because if anything, it's proven it's the complete opposite, that it actually releases hormones and it promotes a lot of good.
Jizz.
It releases jizz all over the place sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, who wants all that jizz in there? You got to get it out.
You got to get it out of there.
Get it out.
You don't have an endless supply. Oh, wait, you do. So I was going to ask you, do you have any friends like that are like ultra religious or conservative that have this weird hang up about
I have a couple friends that are weird about masturbation.
Because you went to a religious school as well for a while, and I wondered if there
did.
was any of that action there where it was like people were shaming that.
No, we were all a little too young. I mean, we were all doing it, but we were all too young. But I do
We were all doing it, but we were too young.
Later in life, I do have a couple friends who are fairly religious and not a fan of the jacking.
And is it just they feel awkward about it or something? What is it that prevents them?
I think that's what it is. No, I mean, I ask, but they don't seem to want to talk about it.
It could be a religious guilt thing.
It could be.
Want to talk about. Let's talk about
I'm pretty sure it's a guilt thing from somewhere.
Well, there's a lot of guilt in religion.
Yeah,
I
a little
experienced
bit.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you are born with a sin. Thanks. You didn't fucking do anything yet.
And a lot of people, well, you came out that vagina mouth open. And a lot of people also view that whole jizz thing is just to procreate. Like sex is just to procreate. It's not for fun.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
you're wasting it.
Unless you're trying to get your hand pregnant or a sock.
Right.
Or a napkin. Or
a shoebox.
Or a shoebox.
Yeah, you're basically blowing potential little children all over the place.
I'm just blowing them out. Freaking blowing them right out my hole.
What about people who don't like that their partner does it? Because maybe they think that, well, one, they're not in on it, so that sucks for them. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they feel like, oh, am I not satisfying you, so you feel like you have to jerk it as well.
I think that's lame. I think then go back to my original with people realizing they're with the wrong people because, I mean, unless somebody lied and said, no, I never jack it, and now they're jacking it like crazy, which wouldn't be cool. Like, you should just let people know when you're jacking it.
You should. Like, you should announce it before.
It's part of my Facebook profile. Neil is jacking it.
Currently
jacking it.
It would just be hilarious if you're like, I'm going to go in the garage bathroom and, I know what you're going to do. Okay. While you're in there, I'm doing it.
And
then you come out, all done. Thanks.
Good. I'm solid.
Great.
Well, I'm not solid anymore. I'm now relaxed.
Oh, man.
And I always, I mean, you can jack it a lot and still be satisfied by your partner. They're not.
Of course.
Yeah. So if you are so insecure and have so much self-doubt and don't feel that you are worth as much as you should,
then I should just dump you.
You
Is
should
that what
get,
you were gonna say?
yes, you should get help because that you are an important and good person. It doesn't matter how much someone is either jacking it or sticking vibrators in their VV or their BB.
Right. Well, I think that's the thing, is not to mistake the need to do that as I'm not getting enough.
How about just ask your partner, hey, are you disappointed with our sex life? Is that why you're jacking it or clicking it all the time? And if they're like, yeah, then fix the issue.
Right.
If the person's like, no, I want to have sex with you all the time, but we can't, so I do this, but it's not for lack of wanting you. Or if they're like, no, I love our sex life, I just want to jack it.
It's a communication issue. It's like if they come to you and say, I ain't going to do no jacking no more, right? Then you don't know what they mean by that, because it's like triple negative. So now how do you act?
If I think that I could see...
Sorry.
I could see the issue if somebody said to their partner, like, hey, let's go do some fun stuff in the bedroom or wherever you do it, the closet, the car
in the garage.
And that person's like, no, I'm too tired because I jacked like 6 times today. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
an issue.
That's for sure.
That's an issue. But if my partner wanted to
it's not getting in the way of other,
click the mouse like till the cows frickin' come home. I don't know why the cows left in the first place, but when they come home, I'm like, frickin' get after it.
Yeah, I won't name names here.
I'll be playing Animal Crossing.
I had a friend who had sex with his wife. She left to go somewhere real quick afterward. She came back and he was jacking it. She's like, we just...
Good for him. Why not?
It's like he just was like, yeah, I'm just visualizing what just happened, and I just have to go again. You should be happy.
Yeah, I'm chirp slurping. Come on.
Ooh, that's another. I don't know that. I'm not familiar with that expression. Chirp slurper. Anyway, did you have anything else on this topic?
Oh, I could go for days.
I know you could. Maybe we might have to revisit this as a part 2. But
yeah, we could see towards we should after if the novel coronavirus thing is ever over.
Yes, ever.
We can revisit to see how people have how they're jacking it now. Like,
right. Are you jacking it more or less? Are you back with your mistress or mister? Mister?
Yeah. Yep, sure.
All those things. Yes, we'll have to revisit that. But I think the bottom line is, don't feel bad about jacking it. Don't feel bad about needing to bang it out.
Yeah.
Orgasms make everything better.
Yeah. Orgasms make the world go round.
They do. They literally make the world go round.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at some some advice questions we got. This is our Take It From Us segment where we each week we offer up some advice to a listener. Mm-hmm. You can do that by sending us something at reasonsardebatable@gmail.com or reaching out to us on Twitter @reasonsare. Dear dudes, I have something that I need some advice on.
Mm-hmm.
Come to
the right place.
Let's say hypothetically you have a dream, and in this dream you have a devil's threesome. Mm-hmm. Do you know what a devil's threesome is? I guess I wasn't familiar with that term.
Yeah.
I guess I just called it a threesome. That threesome, the way he's describing it is that it's two dudes, one chick. That's what he says. Mm-hmm. With a guy you went to high school with. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to overlook the fact that you ended your sentence in a preposition. You never talked much in high school, but you knew each other. In the dream, there was never touching between you and the other dude. You didn't even see his wiener.
Impossible.
Wiener. I didn't say
impossible. Yeah.
I know. It seems like you'd have to see his wiener at that point. Maybe he just had his eyes closed.
How else are you gonna cure your coronavirus sickness?
That's a great way to do it. Talk about fucking multitasking.
I know.
You're blowing, you're making new friends, and you're curing viruses.
Yep.
All at once. Mm-hmm. The chick in the dream was his dream girlfriend, but you've never seen her before. Now I have 2 questions. That was a lot of setup.
Yeah. I like it though.
Number one, he's getting us into the mode. Mm-hmm. 1, where do I go from here? Which is the way that is clear. Still looking for that. Sorry. You don't remember that song, Rock On?
No.
You don't remember Rock On?
By who?
It was an older song, and then that dude Michael Damian redid it, and it was in that movie Dream a Little Dream. This is a Corey Feldman tie. I assumed you would understand this.
No, sorry.
You need to go see the movie Dream a Little Dream. It is.
It's on the list.
Really bad.
Okay.
You should see it, though. Do I reach out to the guy on Facebook? Do I tell him about the dream? Do I just bury it deep in my mind and only use it when the internet is down and I'm feeling lonely? And I would like to answer this first before we go to his second question.
Okay, go.
Never, ever tell anybody about your dream because they don't care. Because it never actually happened. It was a make-believe story that they're just telling you about. Nobody cares. There's no reality to it. Nobody wants to hear about your dreams.
You're wrong. What you should do is immediately reach out and tell extreme graphic detail about the dream, including that you didn't see his wiener, but to kind of help make him more comfortable with this, tell him that you believe he probably has a wonderful and large wiener and that you wish you would have seen it. And because you don't want to discourage him by thinking like, oh, it was just about the chick.
Right.
You know, because you want...
I was going to say, perhaps if he's a little nervous about what his penis looks like, maybe it's uncircumcised. Send a picture to your mom.
And let her
then
figure it out.
Send him to me.
Also, I wouldn't do this like as a DM or a message on Facebook. I just go right to his wall and post this right on his page.
Hey, bro.
Or on your page and tag him in it.
Right.
But
tag her?
No, and tag him.
Because
right?
I don't think I say
it. But yeah, absolutely. With a lot of detail.
A lot of detail.
Yeah.
Because
you said it was two dudes, but we don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Maybe it was three dudes.
Wobbly H?
Could have been
was
a Wobbly H.
Wobbly H?
Or Eiffel Tower.
DP? What were we doing? You know?
Right.
Clanging and banging.
Clanging and banging is what we were doing.
So Matt is wrong. I am right.
That's not true. Nobody wants to hear about your dreams. Yeah. Take Neil's advice if you like.
You're giving bad advice. You're giving bad advice.
What do you do when somebody tells you about their dream? What do you say? Okay.
I jack it. I start jacking it. I'm like, you don't want to see this? I don't want to hear about that.
That's a good approach.
So
I'm going to start doing
one.
That. The second it says, last night I had this dream, I'm just going to unzip my
craziest
pants.
Dream.
Number 2.
Okay.
I've always considered myself a very hetero man. Hey.
Okay.
This is a safe place.
I haven't.
We're not going to judge you.
All right.
Does this give me a percentage in the other direction? And then he says, anyway, remember, this is all hypothetical. Right, because it's a dream.
Right.
I'll be patiently waiting for your answer. Your boys on the other side of the states, What's on the Tube podcast. This is a podcast from Pittsburgh. Go check them out. Thank you for your question. So on number 2.
Thank you very much. Hey, we're all human.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to stick in, blow, lick, pump, whatever, it doesn't matter.
We probably have percentages going all over the place.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
No.
So,
what is the percentage? I mean, what is actually the difference percentage-wise between the male and female anatomy when it comes to our bodies? 10?
You think only?
Probably less. If you think about all our organs and skin and eyes and nose, and really what you're going to take, the boobs, I mean, we can get man teats. We can grow those suckers out.
That's true. So you can make yours jiggle. I've seen it.
You're talking the vagina and the pipi.
Right.
That's it. It's the only difference.
So very close.
The brothers.
Right.
I mean, you can get internal, right? So ovaries. So let's say a 5% difference.
Yeah. It's probably it's probably more like 10.
Not much of a push there. So who cares? You're just talking about, really, when you come down to it, you're just talking about boobs, a P, and a vagina.
That's right.
And that's what people are stressed about.
Yeah.
Like, look, what if I saw, what? She's got a little weenie too. It's just tucked up in there.
That's true. Don't stress about the B, the V, and the P.
No.
in whatever order you want to
I feel like we're talking about underwear. I don't know what's going on now.
BPD.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Boobs, vagina, dick.
So
BPD.
so embrace whatever the number that is for you. Embrace your percentage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that message.
Embrace your unhetero percentage. Embrace your percentage.
I hope that helped your question.
And send pictures to reasonsardebatable@gmail.com.
Please post on your Facebook page and tag us.
Yeah, tag us. That was a good question.
Great question. We've gotten a lot of great questions lately.
I should say.
Multiple. Please reach out with your questions if you'd like some fantastic advice from us. We'd like to give that to you. Thank you very much for listening to our show. You can find us and share your thoughts at Reasons Are. Neil is.
I can't even say. At AngelsFreak7.
Email us your advice questions at reasonsaredebatable@gmail.com.
And your soft dick pics.
That's right. Just
from
soft.
Last week's episode.
We only want the soft ones.
Yeah. I don't need to see a tree trunk. I need to see a little minnow.
We want to see how you are most of the time in your relaxed state.
We want to be a good friend.
Yeah.
Not just a one-night stand.
Right, exactly. So, hey, you. Yeah,
Get off of that cloud. Oh.
Get in my car. No. Go write us a review, would ya? I don't care what podcast fucking chaser it's on. I don't care if it's Apple Podcasts or Google Play or Spotify or Stitcher or Spreaker,
SoundCloud.
or Podchaser or SoundCloud. Get out there. Write us a review. We'd really appreciate it. And write a review for your other favorite podcast, because you should do that.
And include a dick pic.
Yeah,
and if you're a female, just grab a friend of yours that's male and take a picture of his dick.
Wow. I don't think I advise that part. Anyway, we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.